Did you know your cleaning business is probably missing out on several bookings each week by missing this one crucial step in your marketing funnel? Well, I'm about to reveal exactly what that step is to you guys. Welcome to Celebrity Maid, the channel that specializes in helping cleaning businesses scale with online marketing. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you guys the importance of having a scheduling page within your marketing funnel. So before we go into what that looks like, let's take a look at what most people's marketing funnels typically look like. We start with some type of ad or piece of content that we're using to generate attention. And then after that attention gets generated, then they'll typically click on that ad and get brought over to a landing page or a website, which will have more information about the company and some type of call to action, where we're typically trying to either get a contact to submit a form or to call the business. And then once they do that, if they submit a form, then they're gonna get brought to a thank you page or message, which just acknowledges, hey, thanks for contacting us, we'll get to you shortly, that type of thing. But right in between that thank you page and landing page, there is a missing step, and that is going to be a scheduling page. Now, let's talk about why this is important. If you're familiar with some of my contents, some of my previous videos, or if you've done marketing yourself, you'll know that getting an actual internet stranger to convert into a booking and ultimately a client is not as simple as the world makes it seem. These people often need a lot of hand-holding. You need to follow up with them several times sometimes. They have a lot of questions. Just getting them to submit a form or even call your business is not always a done deal. And when you treat your marketing like that, meaning when the ultimate goal is just to get them to submit a contact form and then great, you'll deal with it from that point on, you're really missing an important step within their buying window to capitalize on. So instead, if we could change this model to let's have them submit a form and then get brought to a page where they actually book a time to either request a cleaning or just to get a quote, that acts as a great qualifier for these leads because we're making them jump through the extra hurdle, but it also saves you time. You know, when they can actually commit to an appointment, that means less follow-up on your part, less headaches and running around. So it's just a win-win situation. So if you're wondering what this scheduling page actually looks like, it's quite simple. And I'm gonna show you guys an example right here, and we're gonna go through it together. So again, this is after a lead submits their contact details through our landing page. Then they're gonna get brought to this page, which says, but wait, you're not done. We typically wanna have them book a time on an online calendar, and then we have some type of incentive. So having an incentive is going to be important for this step. Now you guys can pick whatever. In our case, we're doing a free oven cleaning if they schedule a time for a quote. And we have this little explainer video down here, which just shows them what the steam cleaning of the oven looks like, and then boom, that's where the calendar is right below that video for them to basically schedule themselves. And we also have a little bit of an urgency factor with a countdown timer right below that calendar. So again, the offer can be up to you. You guys can do some type of freebie that maybe you're including for the first cleaning. Perhaps it could be a gift card, it can be a discount, or again, a free oven cleaning, a refrigerator cleaning, something like that. And I do advise you guys to also use some type of urgency factor. So our countdown timer, we've seen this work well, but you guys don't have to do it. You could also just say, you know, by the end of this week or put like an exact date. And then with the actual calendar, you guys really have two options. You can either have the lead schedule their ideal date and time for the cleaning, or you could have them book a time to get a quote. First of all, you don't know if you can service these people. They might be outside of your serviceable zone. Another thing is these people might have a lot of questions. So even if they book the cleaning, maybe they're not super qualified. You know, they might just be assuming they know what to expect, but they could just be, you know, totally confused. On the other hand, if you have them book a time for a quote, whether that be a phone quote or a virtual consultation over Zoom or FaceTime, something like that, this can be very effective because this allows you to at least qualify these leads and make sure that you can service them. And it's also less friction on their part because committing to an actual cleaning, you know, you're probably not gonna get a ton of leads to actually follow through with that. So then, you know, these leads are gonna book their time for a quote, and then they get brought to that last step, which is the thank you page. So that is basically the overview of this whole marketing funnel. And just having that one step alone, I'm telling you guys, will really save your guys' butt in a lot of cases. Let's talk about some frequently asked questions whenever I introduce this idea to people, which is one of the first things that I have people ask is, well, why can't I just use a booking koala form or a ZenMaid form or, you know, one of these industry specific booking forms on my website or landing page. And there's a couple things. One of the first things to keep in mind is these forms are very aggressive. They're asking for a lot of information up front. And when you guys are running paid marketing, you're just gonna find that most of your leads are not gonna wanna fill out their name, email, phone number, plus address, plus exactly what aspects of their home they're looking to get cleaned, plus submit their credit card information, plus pick a date and time. These forms can really scare off a lot of leads. So I haven't seen them convert super well for internet traffic unless that traffic is very qualified and they've done their research and that type of thing. Another thing about this point is we have to remember that the whole concept of a marketing funnel exists for a reason. Meaning, instead of telling people to do a bunch of things up front, if we can break it up and chunk it up into a step-by-step format, people are much more likely to complete the process in that step-by-step format versus doing everything on one page. The concept of a marketing funnel has generated billions of dollars, so it's effective and it exists for a reason. Now, another thing people ask is, well, what happens if the lead doesn't book a time on the calendar? And this is totally normal. In fact, I would say about half of your leads are not going to book themselves on this calendar. And this can be for many reasons. It can mean that they just have some questions that they want answered before they feel comfortable booking, or maybe they got distracted and they forgot to book themselves. But regardless of the case, don't write these people off as unqualified, because that is definitely not the case. They might just need a little bit more hand-holding. So contact these people just as you would any normal lead if they don't book themselves, and then again, try and push them for that call manually, whether that's through text or just calling them directly. Now, another thing people always wonder is, let's say someone books a time for their discovery call or consultation, however you phrase it, and it's a couple hours from now or maybe a day from now. Do I have to wait until that day and time to contact them, or can I do it sooner? It kind of depends. I would say if they booked it several days out and you want to just give them a quick call as soon as you get notified, just to confirm their quote, that's at least the intention that you can use within that call. And if they answer and they happen to be free in that moment, then great. You could just force the intro call sooner than that date that they actually booked on the calendar. But if they're busy, then no problem. You could tell them, hey, no worries, I just wanted to call to confirm and let you know that I'm excited to speak to you, and they'll be happy to agree to that. Now, if they, let's say, booked less than a day in advance, like if you have your calendar set to where they could book same day, perhaps an hour from now, you can most likely just contact them right away and force that intro call sooner than they booked without any issues. And then another question they might be wondering is, what's a healthy booking percentage? And this is really going to depend on where a lot of your traffic is coming from, how warmed up they are to you, how indoctrinated they've been into your brand. Small factors like your reviews and content and things like this will also justify this a little bit. But all things considered, I say about 40% or more is a very healthy booking percentage to shoot for. So that is it for this video, guys. This concept, it might sound really small, but this can really mean the difference of getting dozens of bookings every week versus only a handful, because you're going to be saving yourself time. You're going to be cutting out all the useless follow-up and just trying to deal with leads that are not qualified by having this extra step. And I can guarantee you guys will see an increase in your bookings if you implement this. So thank you so much for watching this. Do me a favor and like this video if you found it helpful. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys for the next one.